often do we pause, breathe, and reflect? How often do we sit and truly observe and listen to our surroundings? Life seems so fast-paced, but unless we take the time to stay connected to the world in which we live, it's so easy to spin off into a discombobulated and disconnected state of being. This can leave us feeling isolated, misunderstood, and unable to connect to our creativity and spirituality. Life often sends us on meandering pathways of things to do, people to see and places to go, but there's a need to shift the focus away from being carried along by the currents of life to making more informed choices and decisions. Working out our true priorities takes courage, but it's time now that each of us acknowledge our strengths and gifts, and bring them into being. Yet, evolution isn't just about embracing our true essence, it's also about connecting and realizing that we are each a part of the universal bigger picture, a note in the orchestra of life. An important part of being connected is the art of listening. So many people pay lip service to the idea of listening, but never truly listen. It takes time and patience to wholeheartedly listen to another, as it means a willingness to step beyond one's ego and judgment, and to allow another the time and space to speak from their hearts and souls. Sometimes listening to another isn't about what they say, sometimes it's the quiet moments that say the most. It takes time and openness to listen to the world, to the sounds of nature and the earth, as everything has a resonance. Sometimes, this can shift out of kilter, so unless we listen, how can we know when things change? It's not that people consciously choose not to listen, they just get distracted by life and stop noticing the bigger picture. It's the same with our other senses, unless we see more, listen more, hear more, smell more, etc., how can we ever truly evolve or grow? Of course, we are not all afforded the luxury of having all of our senses. I have no sense of smell, but over time, my other senses have sharpened and blended, allowing me to smell in other ways. It's hard to articulate, but instead of feeling sadness for the loss of a sense, I now see positives. It's time for each of us to step beyond the often rigid boundaries we create for ourselves in order to be more fluid and free. It's time to open up our hearts and souls, to listen, to see, to connect and to wholeheartedly live. It's time to shine the light of compassion both within and around us, to truly listen and to allow the universe to be heard. Now isn't the time for platitudes or denial, it's a time to step beyond the storylines we've created in life in order to see the truth of the bigger picture. Listening seems so important now. There are so many in society who, for different reasons, feel unheard. We may yearn for a world where every soul has the freedom to be themselves and where the earth and every being that resides on her are respected and treated with compassion. However, for the many unheard, it can feel like there's no way out, no way to thrive or flourish, and this can lead to the lights within fading, the soul recoiling, and a disconnection from the bigger picture. Yet, without every single soul, how can we be complete? How can the orchestra of the universe be in tune without every note and every soul? Sometimes, we each need to realize the roles we play, as it's so easy to judge, often without even realizing it, but this judgment can crush the spirit and send an already disconnected soul spiraling. So, instead of judging books by their covers, it's important to take the time to see more, hear more and be more. Our willingness to cultivate compassion and to open up to connection shapes so much more than just our own experience of life. It spans space and time, changing everything it touches. It's therefore important to realize that every decision and choice has a consequence, and to acknowledge that we are all an interconnected part of the whole. It's so important to see the magic of the world we live in and to know that we are all a part of it. The more we can each weave the threads of connection, love, and compassion into all areas of life, the louder the beautiful song of the universe will become. Let's each be a conscious part of this journey, as we walk together, talk, share, listen and shine the light of compassion as we go. For now, and as always, with heartfelt intention, I wish you all kinds of wonderful. With love. Sarah Jane, Aries. As you continue to find ways to express your truth, creativity and spirituality, there is a sense that you have let go of some outdated, but significant beliefs that have shaped and defined your life for many years. In many ways, you seem lighter, as though a great weight has been lifted from your shoulders, allowing you to stand up straight, to take into view and to make some important decisions about your path ahead. You are a vibrant being and a compassionate soul, and there is a need that's deep within you to stop keeping on, trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, you need an opportunity to explore uncharted terrain and allow your gifts the space to flow freely. There is a sense of change on the near horizon, a new beginning, or a new opportunity to embrace the next chapter in your life. Although it's hard to know exactly how this chapter will unfold, you certainly seem ready to explore a different landscape. Of course, this could be as simple as a shift in your philosophy and beliefs, but there are ideas rippling through your consciousness that suggest you are at a turning point between where you were, where you are, and where you feel you're meant to be. Of course, at the end of the day, you are always in between where you were, where you are, and where you're going, but this turning point feels different as it feels more significant, more distilled, and more tangible, and this is a sign that there's a need for you to make some conscious decisions connected to how you want to live your life. It's hard to pinpoint details, as everything is so fluid and free-flowing, so instead of trying to understand this shift, let your intuition guide you and become one with your true essence as you step towards uncharted terrain. Taurus. The art of balance looks set to remain a prominent feature throughout December as you continue to find ways to create a more balanced way of living and being. You have spent so much of your life trying to be everything to everyone, and although you are now more aware of the need to honor yourself more, it's a challenging process to change as you have spent so long trying to be the person you felt you ought to be. It's time for balance, and it's time for you to acknowledge that your needs, wishes, and dreams matter. It seems that the more you reconnect to your own needs and dreams, the more your consciousness will open up to the bigger picture of life. Part of this journey involves an acceptance of the need to open up your heart and soul more wholeheartedly to being fully present in each and every moment. So, instead of trying to be the person you feel you need to be, it's time to be yourself. It will take time to rediscover your true essence and to reconnect to your dreams. It's time now to breathe deeply, to stretch, and to dance once again. Gemini. You have spent a great deal of your life seeking out ways to express and acknowledge your uniqueness, yearning to have the freedom to allow your essence to flow without hindrance or self-doubt. However, this quest for freedom has left you struggling to find ways to belong, to feel a part of the bigger picture. As a result, there have been times when you felt quite lost and isolated, trying to be the person you felt you ought to be, but never quite finding peace with that choice. Over more recent years, you have grown wiser and realized that belonging comes from within, and it's more connected to feeling at one with your true essence rather than trying to bend yourself out of shape to fit. You are a wise being, your consciousness expands far and wide, so it can be hard sometimes to step into the present moment in order to reassess your life as you tend to see the past, present, and future all at the same time. However, there is a need for you to shine your light within for a while in order to find a deeper sense of peace with your uniqueness, as it's through this peace and acceptance where you will find clarity and wisdom. You are a collection of experiences, happenings, moments, and choices, and this unique collection creates your vibrancy, passion, and creativity. It's time to turn towards these more now in order to breathe more deeply into life as you contemplate your path ahead. It seems that the more willing you are to set free your uniqueness, the more you will realize that belonging is a state of being that you can cultivate yourself, as it's the realization that you are whole and complete, exactly as you are. Every single soul is unique, and there is no such thing as normal. Happiness comes from a willingness to be a part of the hodgepodge, random and vibrant kaleidoscope of life. Cancer. As you continue to ponder your true priorities in life, there is a sense that you are beginning to wonder why your default setting is keeping on. Why do you keep putting one front in front of the other? You seem to have stepped onto a treadmill of autopilot without even realizing it. You have been diligent and put your head down to get by, but the cost of this has been a disconnection from yourself, your priorities, and your dreams. Of course, you have had more than your fair share of challenges, and these have carved out a steadfastness within you to keep pushing on, but your soul seems weary now and is calling out to you to be heard. Keeping on is a strategy that gets things done, but the cost of this is a narrowing of perspective, preventing you from seeing the bigger picture. Whilst forward movement is still movement, it seems time to add meaning, depth and purpose as you seem so ready for more. Defining more is tricky because it's multi-leveled and multi-layered, but if you pause for a moment, close your eyes, and take a deep breath, you will get a clearer sense of more as it's behind all of those doors you've closed, the ones that got in the way of you keeping on keeping on. Maybe it's time to step beyond the routine of your day-to-day life in order to expand your horizons and reconnect to your hopes and dreams. How you think and how you dream matter, as they both help to shape and define your life. December looks set to be an important month for you to make some decisions as to how you choose to live your life, so it's time to know where you are, where you're heading and why. Use your energy, creativity, wit, and intuition to help you to live your very best life. Leo. As you continue to seek out the quiet spaces in life and turn your focus away from where you feel you should be to where you are and where you want to be, there is a sense of a significant shift happening on many different levels of your being. As a result, you are beginning to see not only the bigger picture, but also the myriad of different threads that are woven throughout every aspect of your life. Every single thread represents something, a person, a dynamic, an experience, or a memory, so each one has its own energy and also its own power. Whilst many of these threads enrich your life, there are quite a few that deplete you and some that even tether you. It seems important now to sort the wheat from the chaff when it comes to establishing some new boundaries and to know that your tendency to give so much of yourself to others must be balanced with a need to give more to yourself. Of course, this is the same for everyone, but it seems easier for you to notice the dropped stitches than to notice the majesty and beauty of the tapestry itself. Exactly why you do this seems to stem from your tendency to expect so much of yourself. The perfectionist within you sets the bar so high, you often feel less than when you fail to reach the dizzy heights you set for yourself. It's time to realize that it's not just what you do that brings you happiness, it's who you are as well. Embracing your dreams, honoring your gifts, and celebrating those dropped stitches are all ways to acknowledge the need to live your very best life.